guess I'll call this Mysteries of the Bible. Let's look at the ram. And what is the significance of the ram? Okay. To understand this, we must go all the way back to Abraham. Now, God had asked Abraham to sacrifice his son, and he was going to do so. And he had the knife up, and he was ready to give up his son, Isaac, as a burnt offering. An angel of the Lord stopped him. And so Abraham proved how much he had loved God, that he was willing to give his only begotten son, his only son, which is of him and his wife. So, therefore, God said, I will provide the sacrifice. And there was a ram, which was in the bushes. And he took the ram, and he sacrificed it. Well, where else does it talk about the ram? Well, if we look at Passover, the requirements there is to have a lamb which is perfect, without any imperfections whatsoever. And it must be 12 months of age. Okay, well, what is a lamb which is at least 12 months old, and it's a male, called? It's called a ram. Okay, now, the ram, the Lamb of God, and the sign of it is a perfect lamb which is 12 months old. This here's a ram, okay? When you hear about the book of Revelations, about when it says it had the horns of a lamb, it's literally referring to a ram. Okay, but anyway. So the Lamb of God, or the ram, was sacrificed on Passover. Okay? So, and the way how the sacrifice was done was the blood would be put on the lintel. This was to signify the blood of Messiah, which was going to be spilled. Okay? Because he is the doorway. He is the gate. Okay? So the only way to enter into the kingdom of heaven is through the gate. So that you have to go through Messiah in order to get into the kingdom of heaven. So therefore, you would have to go past the lintel, which has the blood of Messiah on it. This is how you are covered by the blood of Messiah. Okay? Now, let's go even further into the significance of the ram. If we look at the months, the Hebrew months, okay, the first Hebrew month of the year is Nisan. Nisan occurs between March and April. The way how you can tell it is when the first sliver of the new moon is the new month, okay? And the last day of the month is what they would call a new moon, where there's no moon out at all, which, if you really think about it, it doesn't make any sense, because it's not a new moon, because there is no moon out there. That is a pause, okay? If you are writing a sentence, you are not going to have every single word touch it, each other, make it almost impossible to read. So what do? You have a space in between all of the letters. The so-called new moon is that space in between each month. So you know where the month ends and the following month begins. It's the first sliver, and the last is where you don't see any moon whatsoever. Okay? Now, the first month is Nisan, as I said before, which is shown by Aries. What is Aries? Aries is a ram. So therefore, the Messiah, the ram, was sacrificed on the month of the ram. Okay? You see the significance here. Okay? Abraham was going to sacrifice his only begotten son, and a ram was placed there instead. Okay? Which is signifying that we are deserving of death, but Messiah died in our place. That's what was shown with Abraham. Now, is there anything else which is signified with the ram? Yes, there is. If we go to the book of Daniel, it literally talks about the ram with two horns. One would be higher than the other. Well, when we read at the bottom of the chapter, it says that this here's the kings of Media and Persia, which is going to go against the goat with the notable horn. Okay? Well, the kings of Media and Persia, if we look at the map of the old times, Media is Turkey, and Persia is Iran. Okay? And we're getting ready to go to war with Iran now as we speak. Today is March 28th of 2025, and we are getting ready to go to war with Iran. There's a buildup of military ships like you have never seen before. But anyway, an attack's going to occur. Well, this year is going to occur in the month of the ram. This is the reason why the ram is rising up in the month of the ram. Because what's going to happen is going to take place in the month of the ram. This is the reason why there's a blood moon which occurred on Purim. Why did it occur on Purim? Well, Purim states that Haman, okay, because the Hebrews would not bow down to him, he wanted them all killed. And Esther, the queen, who was Hebrew, literally begged the king for her life and the life of her countrymen, the Hebrews. And it was granted to her, and a battle occurred. But the Hebrews were able to stay alive. If you read the book of Esther, it'll reveal it all to you. But this is what's going to occur. Now, when you read the book of Esther, who was trying to kill the Hebrews? It was the Persians, okay? Now, also, when you read in the book of Ezekiel, it talks about the Medes or Media being Haman Gog, okay? Why is it stated Haman Gog? Because it's going to be the events of Purim, which Haman had done, because Haman was the one who had wanted the Hebrews to be killed, and Gog. Gog is in Turkey. So the events which occurred by Persia will also occur with Turkey. Okay? It reveals itself. Okay? But you have to read it. Okay? Now, it also talks about the false prophet having the horns of a lamb but spoke like a dragon. Okay? So it looks like a ram, but it's not a ram. It's a dragon. Okay? This here's the false prophet. This is what we are seeing in the Pope. He's supposed to be blessing everything which is holy, but instead of doing that, he's going against every single commandment, and he's blessing, and he's saying it's sanctified and it's holy, and it's not. Okay? He's a man. Man is not God. He does not have the power of God. So, that is the significance of the ram.